What's up everyone? In this video I'll be showing you how to do a melting effect in Photoshop, just like this picture right here of this rose. Couple things before I get started. My mic's messed up, so if it sounds a little fuzzy, that's why. And the other thing is my monitor is also broken, so I can't see anything up here after type. So if I seem delusional, it's because I got a fat crack right here. Anyway, to get started, go to new doc. Sizes, honestly, anything that you're working on. So mine, I'll just do 1200 by 1200 like this one. Create. Just fill this background real quick. Alright, so we'll take this photo, drag into Photoshop. For the sake of this picture, I'll be cutting this out. So obviously you'll be using a different photo unless for some reason you're using a rose. But yeah, so when you use your pen tool, cut out your image. Actually, on the wrong setting here. Change that to path. Make sure you're not on any other one, else I'll make a shape. Yeah. So start cutting out your image. Probably speed this up. So BRB. Alright, now once you have an outline with the pen tool, you want to make sure you still have the pen tool selected. Left click, go to make selection. Hit OK. And then Control J will duplicate that. So doing this, you'll have your duplicated layer right here, and then keeping this right here, this photo, since this is still the full size image and it's labeled as a smart object right now, you can use this to backtrack in case you mess up on anything. And you can also do a mask as well, but I'm not going to get too into that because that's a little more detailed right now, and I can do that in a future video. But anyway, you want to have this flower open, or your layer open. Now you want to go to filter. It's up here. Like I said earlier, I can't see the freaking thing. So Liquify, filter Liquify right here, and then I'll open up this. So now you can get started. Bracket keys will change the size of your tool. And then you have other options for your tool up here as well. So it's up to you how detailed you want to get on it. But I'm going to try and keep this as brief as possible so I can make this very straightforward. So you want to start clicking and dragging down. As simple as this seems, you don't, usually it depends on the image. You don't want to stretch too much at one point, or else the pixels will look very stretched. I mean, like this, it's doing it here, but like I mean, this is just a picture of a flower, and I'll be showing how to fix it later on. But yeah. So you can do your drips like this. Make sure nothing looks too unrealistic. So you want to fix some choppy parts. And there's many ways to do this. So like there will probably be people that'll tell you you have to polish the bottom, which I mean a lot of times you do, but it really depends on how you want it to look. I mean, it's your art, so unless this is for somebody else, you want to do what they're told. So yeah, you want to make some drips like this. Pretty much that easy. I mean, the pixels are going to stretch because you're liquefying it, so it's just going to do that anyway. But yeah, it depends on how you want it to look, but that can be filtered over later on. I can show you how. But so you want to hit OK. And then for this image specifically as well, I want to kind of make it like this so that it looks a little more realistic, like more layers of the flower is melting. So to do that, you would be, you know, pen tooling around. Let's just pretend like this is perfect, again, for the sake of this. Make selection, duplicate, find a filter up here. Liquify again, and make sure when you click Liquify, you don't click the Liquify up here, because that's just going to redo the exact effects you did before. So click Liquify, and then, you know, keep doing what you're doing earlier. Fix those non-rounded areas. And again, like I said earlier, there's a lot of ways to do this. So like some will look realistic for some may not, but it all depends on how you want it to look. And for this, it'll look fine. So at least in my opinion. So you want to make these, make this quick, hit OK. So now you can see, you know, it looks like it's more layered. So what you can do is you can take this layer and make a shadow behind it. You can do this manually by just taking like a black brush, coloring behind it, and then messing with the opacity, or you can just do it from the blending options like this. So you're going to drop shadow, distance. I'll make it like an accurate distance. I mean, this would only be like a few millimeters away probably, maybe not even that. I don't know. But adjust these to make it look as realistic as you can. Size and everything, obviously it depends on how close it is to the other layer if it were to be a real thing in person. So maybe something like that. If there's any faults in here, I mean, obviously again I'm just making this quick, so there's going to be things that look maybe a little janky, but this is just the process. So once you have that, you know, you can do this as detailed as you want to, but the next thing I usually do, and I do this with like a lot of pieces of art that I do, a lot of times you'll do like effects, especially Liquify, and it'll show, you know, like the stretching right here. So what you can do is go to layer, new fill layer, go to solid color. You want to choose gray, not violet, gray. Go to overlay and hit OK. And once this window opens up, you want to pick directly half of the gray, so it'll be 50, so it won't create any sort of darkness or lightness to it. I don't really know why it does that anyway, but like, yeah, just do 50 anyway, and then hit OK. So now you have this layer, go to filter again, go to noise, go to add noise. Smart object's better because you can always adjust it when you want to, whereas rasterized, if you do it, it's set in stone. You gotta make a new one if you want to start over. So go to convert to smart object. So you'll notice it'll look really like flaky and grainy, and that's the look you kind of want. So you want to choose an amount that kind of fits your image. Like, you don't want it looking too much like this unless that's the purpose and that's how you want it to look. But for this, I'll choose maybe about 5 or so. 5 seems good. Make sure it's Gaussian, not Gaussian, not uniform. Actually, no. These two don't really matter. You'll notice a difference when you do this, but monochromatic, that's what I was saying. Monochromatic, you want to have that checked unless you want like the colored grain in there, which kind of looks weird unless you're using it for like a VHS kind of look or something. But monochromatic, maybe I can do this just a little bit higher. I don't know, 5 looks fine anyway. But yeah, so you want to hit OK, and that'll pretty much just put like a textured look over your image. That way it won't look like incredibly fake, and this isn't obviously as good looking as this, because that's obviously more time. I don't know why I'm saying obviously so much, but yeah, that's pretty much how you do it. Yeah, like I said, this is just straightforward, so the more you play around with it, the better you can make it look. And so yeah, if you guys enjoy this tutorial, go ahead and subscribe. If there's any more videos you want to see or any other ideas you have, feel free to comment, let me know, because I want to start doing these videos quite often, making tutorials. So thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, stay tuned for the next one.